Many of us have been watching the back and forth what we thought was between Briana and Robert Hampton the last day or two or so, right? And we all watched this video where Briana sat in the car and she talked about, sometimes you have to do more than just pray about it. She talked to the women and told them to keep their stuff in order, meaning keep a paper trail, screenshots, print your paperwork out, whatever threats, and then it's a family, giving tips about things that you can do. And then she also highlighted some situations in news articles with women being harmed by men who pretty much they thought they were loved by, they were in a relationship, and they allowed the red flags to kind of like to just be thrown under the rug, and they didn't do what they needed to do. So even some who took these people to court, cases were thrown out because they just could not prove their case. So then we saw the reports of the back and forth. Rob had put some stuff in his story. Briana had put some stuff in his story. And I had actually been watching the page a little closely ever since she had put up a post. I think it was like 2 days ago. She put up a post that said, two babies' names. I don't know how to pronounce them, so I'm not going to try. I'm going to insert that in a clip. And she asked which one for the baby girl, I believe. And she had her last name as their last name. And there was some people in the comment section wondering, well, how come your last name and not his last name? Now, I thought I had screenshot Briana's response, but for whatever reason, I screenshot the wrong thing or it didn't go through. But Briana had responded to one of the comments. I can't find it now. Either she deleted it or I just can't sift through it because I think it's like almost 600 comments now. When I first seen it, it wasn't that many comments. And she had responded, she's not married to that man and she wished she had did it with her other children too. So that kind of made me go, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Because I know some women feel like that about last names and things like that. I am of the perspective that the child should have the father's last name. That is just that the child should be attributed to the father. I guess there are other ways, there are other viewpoints and standpoints when it comes to that. But, I have mine. She has hers and she has her reasons, I'm pretty sure. But let's check out this clip, because in this clip, for everyone who watched it, most people who are not in the inner circle most likely assume she was just talking about Robert. But it sounds like it's more to that, because she went on a posting spree today, and we're going to get into that.
Humble the person and ask God to, do what he needs to do, honey, so that you can continue to live your life stress-free. But this video is to let you know that sometimes you just got to do what you got to do with prayer. Sometimes you ain't got to do nothing crazy, but look how thick this is. Look how thick this is. Look how bulky it is. Having your receipts is important. Being able to document is important. Being able to make sure that a person never messes with you again is important. Sometimes you just can't keep turning the other cheek, turning the other cheek, turning the other cheek, turning the other cheek. And I'm saying all that to say because that was me. Okay? So I've come to the point where it's like, you know what? God, I've been praying, I've been ignoring, I've been fasting, I've been doing everything you tell me to do. But now it's time for me to use my flesh to pop out and show people to stop playing with you.
Now, so if you are like me, who on the outside looking in, when you heard that, most likely you thought Robert Hampton, her ex-husband, okay? But things started to look a little different. And I forgot to mention this. I saw this comment and was like, what are they talking about? And then under the very same post about the babies' names, I forgot to mention this. Someone wrote, the fact that he approached you and your children, and now that you are carrying his seeds is wild. This is truly who he is, always has been. I hate this for you. But through it all, it's a lesson learned. And I'm like, well, what are they talking about? What does names have to do with this? Because this comment stuck out like a sore thumb. So there's been conversation or something somewhere that we are not privy to. Or maybe she did a dirty delete. I don't know. But then she had wrote, also, like 2 days ago, through every person joke, there is the truth in it. Watch how people joke with you. Everything ain't funny. It's a meaning behind it. I might play like a fool, but I ain't one. And so I saw that 2 days ago, y'all. Saw that 2 days ago. And I was like, what's going on? So I'm thinking Robert, though. But I'm like, something kind of weird. Like, what's she talking about? And this is going to be important because we're going to put a clip at the end of this where this is actually referenced. So I'm like, Then she went on a posting spree today, okay? And we're going to go ahead and get into some of these messages. I'm going to read them out for you. Some I'm going to skim. You might have to pause and read for yourself. Don't be lazy. Let's get into it. So these posts obviously are about her current man, or ex-man, should we say. She wrote, Lord, please don't send me another man that's mentally ill, don't know how to communicate, emotionally destroyed, depressed, can't own up to responsibilities and actions. A man who can't put his foot down to his family or people around him. A man that can't protect. A man that don't want to take care of his kids. A man that will ghost the kids. Impregnant mother. A man who can't respect me. A man who plays so much and lies so much at the same damn time. I don't want it. Can't speak for himself or have no control over his life. Who's not compassionate, sympathetic, empathetic, or romantic. And don't know how to love. Oh, goodness, baby. She is getting into it. She continues and says, who don't want to help to change for the better, because as a woman, when you dealing with that type of man, you are mentally, emotionally, and physically drained after constantly trying to help that man become a better man. You can't raise a man. He's already grown. What you gonna do? Y'all remember that song? Keep that in mind. Keep that type of man away from me. Expeditiously. O.M. or my mama. Forever choosing me first and never letting a boy play on my top. She continues to post. The next one says, I'm tired of saving everyone. What about me? With a sad face emoji. That's heavy. Because how many of us is always the one turning to people's aid, but then feel like it's never anyone there for you? A lot of people feel that way. I can't imagine feeling that way and being pregnant with twins. Now, it gets interesting because now she putting them on blast. She says, I don't even give a F about baby A since it's a girl. Laugh out loud. I'm just playing. Red flag. Everything is not a joke. There's truth. Remember what she said earlier about joking and there being truth involved and she ain't nobody fool? Yeah, this is one of those things. We've talked about stuff like this before. Be careful of those little jokes with the LOLs, those statements of hate and, jealousy with the LOL. A lot of times there's truth in that, so you need to be careful. Now, she continues to write a slew of other posts highlighting some of the things that she has been going through with Johnell, okay? Taking her power back. She mentions things like him using the babies for clout and things like that. You would think that some of the stuff he's saying is about her, but it's really about him, and it's all about him making a dollar on social media. She talks about the only reason why he ever stepped up the one time was because of his supporters made him do it. She talks about how she just wanted to feel loved and be protected and for him to show up for her, and he hasn't. Now, I know some of us have been watching very close. You might want to pause to read some of this stuff because I'm just going to be kind of giving my input. Remember when Amora came out and told her truth? Remember when they tried to pin a lot of stuff on Robert Hampton, saying he had did this and did that, and then it came out that it was actually Johnell that was doing these things to her, and it wasn't Robert Hampton, and they would not confirm that Robert Hampton was not an abuser at all, but she did come out and say that they lied. They put together a bunch of stuff and attributed it to Robert Hampton, aka LaTruth, when it was in fact Johnell. And it sounds like these things were still going on. I hope Johnell gets it together if these things are true that are being said about him. I hope he gets it together and that he steps up and he helps her. But we can't continue to ignore red flags and expect things to be different. Adding on to a situation is never the answer. It's never the answer. That's almost never the answer. But let's get into this clip because Briana went live and she had some stuff to say. She sounds very emotional, so y'all keep her in y'all thoughts and y'all prayers. Be nice, y'all. Be kind. Don't beat down someone who is already down. We have a habit of doing that on this here internet. Let's just choose to be better, regardless of what side you're on. Let's just choose to be better.
I'm choosing myself. Like, Everybody gonna be like, oh, she's single again. But you know what? I'm glad I made the decision to step. I'm glad I'm making the decision to leave a nigga who can't step, to leave who can't be the man that he needs to be, to leave a man who mentally ill, to leave a man who ain't got it together and ain't gonna get it together, and showing constantly you not gonna get it together, and showing constantly that you immature, and showing constantly that you ain't ready to grow up and you not ready for responsibilities. I'm proud that I'm choosing myself. So if anybody want to talk about that, that's cool. I don't give a damn. I'd rather be talked about leaving somebody than to be staying with somebody who ain't. And that's just that. At the end of the day, everybody gonna be mad about this live. I don't really give a damn, because at the end of the day, I'm the one who been suffering in silence for a long time, turning the cheek for a long time, making excuses for everybody for a long time, and friends. And now my most recent ex, like, all this is just happening at the same time, and I'm pregnant, so my hormones all over the place. So at the same time, when people show you they give you their kiss, am I supposed to keep just ignoring it? Am I supposed to keep turning the other cheek? Am I supposed to keep being quiet? Because at the end of the day, when I'm being dragged and talk about who's there to save and protect me in real life, who's saving and protecting me in real life? Like, nobody ever thinks about that. And we're not talking about social media, we're talking about in real life. I'm always saving and protecting everybody else in real life, and ain't nobody doing that for me. So why I'm gonna keep doing it for everybody else? That shit ain't fair. That shit ain't cool. And sometimes I be mad as hell at God, because I'm like, God, I hate the heart you gave me. I hate loving people the way I love people. I hate having an unconditional helping heart. They always want to forgive and help and help and help and help and help and forgive and help and help and forgive and help and ignore and try to be like, oh my God, well, they went through this in their childhood, they don't know, or they don't have the tools, or they wasn't grown with the tools, or they don't have a great relationship with their parents, or they lacking this from this parent, they lacking this from that parent, they didn't get this growing up, they didn't get this. But at some point in time, I gotta stop making excuses for people, and I just really gotta see people for where they at. And like they always say, when a person show you who they are, believe them the first time. Believe them the first time. So it is what it is. Y'all can run with this. I don't give a fuck about it. I don't give a fuck. And drag me. I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, I know that this situation for me is temporary, and what God has for me is bigger and better. And that's just that. Whatever God has for me and what he got in store for me, that's just that. I ain't got to sit up here and post no scriptures and be fake. I ain't got to sit up here and post my babies on the internet to be fake. I post my babies on all platforms. I don't want nobody posting my kids to make money off of it. And I put that on my dead mama. Facebook, because that's where you monetize at, then don't even step for yours. You know what I'm saying? Don't be fake. Because in real life, if you really care about your kids, you'll be stepping in real life. If you're not stepping in real life for your kids, even though they're not even here yet, and you're not helping, and you're not being a helping hand, and you're being a stressor, and you causing a whole lot of hell and ruckus versus heaven for somebody who's high risk and all this, man. Don't say about nothing. Don't get on no social media platform talking about eating for twins, because you ain't eating for twins. You ain't pregnant. I'm pregnant. Don't get on Facebook talking about, oh, twins this, twins that, twins this, twins that. Don't even mention them. Don't mention them at all. You ain't mentioning them on Instagram. You ain't mentioning them on TikTok. You ain't mentioning them on Snapchat. Oh, let me get it. It's two different platforms, so you ain't really got to post. Nah. Nah. If you really love them and care about these kids, it ain't gonna be just so you can make money off of them. And that's a fact. And for a fact, you only monetize on Facebook. So why is it only a mention of kids on Facebook and not every single platform? You know what I'm saying? So that shit is a whole clout chasing mode. All twin. Man, fuck out of here. Anybody that when I made that post about joking and when somebody say, sometimes it's truth in a joke. Hell yeah, it's always a truth in a joke. Anybody that can come to you and say, I don't really care about baby A because baby A a girl, nigga, I ain't taking that shit lightly.